Welcome everyone back to OWTV. It's me, Renanthra, and with me today I have GK's very own cuFFa, tank player extraordinaire. cuFFa, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I mean, I'm sure you must be doing pretty good after those collegiate wins. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. For those at home that don't know, cuFFa's currently in Portugal.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in Lisbon. It's a place
How's
to
that
be.
been?
No, it's sick. Yeah, we've been here a few days. I think we got in on the 14th. Yeah, a few
Okay, so it's
days.
been a
Been
minute.
settling in, eating some good food. Can't really complain.
Nice. Tell me what else, what you've been doing in Portugal? You've been seeing the sights? Have you been kind of doing the tourism thing?
Not really, honestly. I think like on Sunday, I think we're gonna have a day off and we'll explore the city a bit more. But I think we've only really just gone around like where our facility is, and then like we went out for like a nice dinner a few nights ago, and we got to explore a bit around another area of Lisbon, but we haven't done like the full tourist package yet, and that's
Okay,
what our plan is for Sunday.
cool. All right, well, we'll save that for Sunday. Like, what was the food you got?
I've been spamming a lot of like Portuguese chicken. Like I think that's like one of the things they get good. I've yet to have like some proper seafood. They have a lot of seafood in their diet here, so I want to get like a good bit of fish. But yeah, a couple
Right?
kebabs, bit of shawarma, just a bit of
Oh,
everything.
shawarma's so good. Have you had shawarma before?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, shawarma's like top 3 favorite foods for me. Shawarma's like a must-have.
Absolutely, I agree.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope you enjoy your time in Lisbon. I hope Sunday you have a great time kind of exploring the tourist parts of the city. I've heard it's wonderful. It's beautiful. As for your facility, how's that? I know you guys are in boot camp mode. How are you enjoying kind of hanging out with the guys?
Yeah, it's sick. I think this facility is like awesome. We're at the Game Gladiators facility.
Okay.
I think it's like relatively new, but yeah, there's 5 of us here because Lethal couldn't make it because his visa only got approved for Sweden onwards, so
Oh, wow.
he's scrimming from back in the
Remotely.
US. Yeah,
Oh, okay. But everyone else is there?
yeah.
All right. Damn.
Waits and the rest of the players.
Very cool. And then like so you said this is like a new setup for you in Lisbon. The you said Gladiators,
Game Gladiators.
Gaming Gladiators. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't heard, but that's super awesome. How's it been kind of comparing this facility and boot camping here with these guys compared to kind of previous things you've done before with other teams?
I think we were at Ferex last stage for bootcamp for EWC, and that was awesome. Like that was really cool. I think like in terms of actual facilities, it's pretty similar. Like we have everything we need really for at both places. It's just we're in Korea last time, now we're in Portugal, so it's always nice to be able to explore new places. And I think it's we didn't go to Korea 3 times this year for bootcamp, which I kind of like. Like I wanted to switch it up a bit. And I've never been to Portugal. I've been to Europe for like a few years, so really
Nice. A bit
excited.
of a change of pace. Cool. I mean, yeah, again, I've heard Lisbon's like amazing. I'm pretty jealous of you right now, not gonna lie. But cool, while you're boot camping there, I guess first real question I wanted to just ask, like, yeah, what makes this boot camp kind of successful for you? Like what do you guys are hoping to get from this experience and spending this extra time together?
I think boot camp is like the time where most teams level up because you get to practice against all the other regions and you just have a way larger scrimming pool. Like, I mean, for the better part of the entire year, we've been scrimming the same like 2-3 teams, and there's only so much you can improve on against those players. Um, so yeah, I think just like having the option to practice against all the European teams, the Chinese teams, the Korean teams, like you learn so much more in such a short time.
Right. So, I mean, on that topic, then you mentioned these other teams, top teams, boot camping, and not just having to play the same teams in EMEA. What's the feel right now, if you don't mind me asking? Kind of, how's it going? Who are you playing against, if you want to mention? And like, what's the general soft power ranking you are experiencing?
I think we've scrimmed against like almost everyone by now. I want to say, I think we've scrimmed everyone except for SSG because I think they haven't started the bootcamp yet, or they're starting soon. Um, and well, we haven't scrimmed Outcat because we versed them, but I think it's interesting. I think like a lot of teams are playing a lot of different things. You see the Korean teams, maybe they're tending a little bit more to their dive. The EMEA teams doing what they usually do, a lot of sim and all that. So I think it's hard to tell right now, like how everything's going. But I think our practice has been really productive, and like we're working on a lot of good things, and kind of figuring out what we want to do in these matches and prepping for them.
Awesome. So, I mean, yeah, you're keeping your cards a little close to your chest there. which I totally respect, you know. But are there any teams that have kind of surprised you in the midst of your boot camp? Has any team kind of been like, oh wow, they're much better than we thought, or oh, like maybe they're not as scary as we previously anticipated?
I think Team CC have been like surprisingly good. Like they're like the only team that's boot camping, but they're not actually in Europe. So they're playing on like 150 ping, 160 ping, and like I don't know. I think they definitely surprised me in how they're playing. I mean, they took us to 5 at EWC, and I think like since they got that Billy Dane guy, they've been a lot better of a team. So I think that might actually surprise people this tournament.
All right. Well, good looking out for Team CC there. And then I guess on the topic of meta, there was like a small patch coming in. I think people primarily are talking about, well, Tracer with a projectile nerf. That seems like to be notable. Genji maybe a little bit, but otherwise, how are you finding the metagame shift? Is it changing a lot? Should fans expect to see different things at Stockholm or a little bit more of the same as Stage 3?
I think it's pretty similar for the most part. There might be like a little bit more variety, yeah. Like
Mhm.
I think there's a few more comps being played, a few more heroes, but the general sentiment right now is like it's pretty similar.
Gotcha. Well, is that good news or bad news for you guys then? How would you rate kind of where the meta is right now for you and GK?
I think it's okay. Like I think it doesn't. It's not like insane for us, but it's also not really bad. Like I think we're in like a decent spot right now.
Okay. So like a fair and honorable meta, you know, it's not your best, it's not your worst, but like something you can work with.
Yeah. I think there's just like a lot that can be played. Like every map could be like a completely different comp.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm expecting to see a lot of different looks from you and the rest of GPK coming out into the Stockholm matches. In that case, I kind of want to rewind the clock just a bit before we get there and reflect a little bit on stage 3. So obviously, this is the lowest finish you guys have had thus far this year. Kind of looking retroactively, what are your thoughts and feelings on kind of how you guys did for stage 3 overall?
I mean, I think everyone's like pretty disappointed in the result. You know, we wanted to get the 3P. We don't want to lose. You know, we go into every match wanting to win. So yeah, it was a really tough stage in my opinion. I think like a lot of things just like weren't in our cards, and we just had like a lot of issues that just weren't fixing, and kind of getting worse and worse. So yeah, I think it was like a kind of rough stage to like get into practice every day and like trying to do things. But I mean, we were trying to like, you know, expand our hero pools a bit more. I was playing a lot more heroes I don't usually play. Maybe we lean too much into that, but I mean, honestly, like we kind of just were taking this stage as like an improvement of like everything, like just trying to get better at other things and expand our hero pool for, you know, Sweden.
Gotcha. So would you describe stage 3 as more of a experimental or kind of practice stage for you guys, really pushing the envelope? Did you go into it entirely with the mindset to win or learn then, if you have to kind of pick one or the other?
I mean, we still wanted to win. Like I just think maybe the way we approached it might have been not the correct way. Looking back, like hindsight, Harry. But yeah, I don't know. Like it was quite like a difficult stage. Um, Personally, like I don't really think I played well, and I think like that's something that you know gave all of us really a bit of fire under the belly to you know do better in Sweden.
All right, gotcha. I mean, yeah, I guess like not always being on top gives you something to strive for, and being at Stockholm against a lot of these better teams, I think will be a good opportunity to flex those muscles that you've got. So, yeah, I think moving on, we want to talk now about changes, continuous changes. And I understand now that Ggultaek is off the roster. So yeah, this is news for people. So I wanted to ask if you could talk us through that decision, maybe a little bit, and what the coaching staff looks like going into this World Final now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you get paid to work at any job, you're expected to show up, and I think there was just far too many times where he wasn't showing up, and it just kind of you know wasn't very respectful for everyone else putting in all this time. So yeah, we made the decision to fire him. And I think like now it's like you know Weeds is taking more of an approach, but also UV especially is taking much more of like a coaching role within the team. Like he's always been providing that you know super helpful insight. Like he'll always message people after maps and or like we'll talk between maps and like after scrims he'll send screenshots and like we'll go over like quick VODs and like he always controls like a lot of the VOD reviews even before Ggultaek was gone. So I don't think it's changed too much. And honestly, I think it's been like kind of like refreshing in a way. Like I think we were kind of just, I mean, I'd say we were hard on ourselves, but like for a good reason. But I think our mentals were kind of just like fucking shattered for like all of stage 3, to be honest, or like for a majority of stage 3, at least like me personally.
Well, I
So
mean, yeah. No, continue.
yeah, I think like it's a bit more refreshing now. I think our team environment is like much healthier and much better, kind of closer to our stage 1 and stage 2 environment. So I don't know, it feels like we can enjoy the game more and play better.
I mean, yeah, overall, I think that's good news. I mean, I think a lot of the fans on the outside probably weren't expecting that to have been something you guys were dealing with and having to learn from. But it's good news to me to learn that you guys are kind of feeling more like your old selves, improving in other ways and still finding resources. Shout outs to UV for putting all that effort in. And
Shout out UV.
yeah, shout out to UV. That's the boy. I guess, yeah, just to dig in a little bit more on that then, have you felt that there's been a general kind of vibe shift then moving into kind of Stockholm with all these changes? Like, is that for the better?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, so far the bootcamp vibe has been like really good. You know, like we're all here in person. I think it's like an insane advantage to be in person to iron out issues that you have. You know, like when you're all in your own room or like far away, like you don't get to kind of get into like the nitty gritty of like issues and like you know kind of tackle them. And I think like that's like an insane advantage of like having like a team house or like a boot camp in person. Like it's just so much easier as humans to like, you know, convey emotion to each other and get the point across.
As you can see, as you can hear, very, very much of a human element in that room. Okay, no, but that's fantastic. Again, I love to hear it. So it sounds like your preparations are going well, and this has been a big, yeah, step forward for you and GK then. But let's talk more about Stockholm and again get into the nitty gritty. You guys will be playing Qadsiah next, who you haven't scrimmed because you know you'll be running into that matchup. So the last time you played, it was a close 3-2 loss. How do you feel going into the matchup this time? Are you feeling prepared?
Yeah, I think like every day we're getting closer to feeling more and more prepared towards that game. You know, taking it one day at a time. But I mean, they're a great team. But you know, I want to win. I think everyone really wants to win and prove that we're not bad. Because I mean, the entire stage has been pretty disappointing so far, and we kind of just want to get back to our like old selves, I guess. And yeah, like the EWC was like a really disappointing loss against them. We started pretty slow and like started to bring it back, like nearly reverse swept. But yeah, I just want to do well, really, and gotta beat them.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, dream high, and I think that like the NA fans will be cheering. All the NA fans will be watching this interview for you guys. I'm hearing like a lot of things you say, like generally, like, oh, we feel like we disappointed people and things like that. I guess for the fans watching this interview and kind of pushing you guys forward and rooting for you, do you have messages for them?
Uh Honestly, yeah, it's just like we appreciate the support. I mean, I know we're not like the fan favorite in NA or at Sweden, but yeah, it's nice. Like it's nice having people to rally behind, or like the rally behind us. And you know, obviously, we don't want to let ourselves down because I think we hold ourselves to a pretty high level. And you know, when we're not able to reach that level, it's pretty hard to like come back from. So I don't know. We're just trying to do things one day at a time and do better than before.
I love that message. I love that messaging. Typically, I would save that for the very end of the interview because we talk about primarily Stockholm and this rest. But I want to just do a quick tangent before we get out and talk a bit about Collegiate because you guys just finished your Overwatch Homecoming run where, yeah, Redbirds did an incredible job and you guys won both Open and Varsity divisions in Homecoming. So I guess, first of all, congratulations. That is no small feat. Like, you've been talking a lot like, oh, okay, well, OWCS hasn't gone the way we wanted to, but you guys have been totally dominating in another competitive aspect for Tier 2. And on that mention, I don't think a lot of people understand just how much work you're doing. You're juggling school, all your collegiate matches and preparations there, plus Stockholm itself. How's that been? You must have a lot on your plate.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a little difficult at times, like especially when we have like a lot of exams. I think like heading into like the playoffs of stage 3, just had like all our exams during that time, so it's like really stressful, but it's manageable. I mean, like if you really want to do something you love, like you're gonna find a way to do it, and it's like I don't know. I don't think it's like too hard to manage, at least for me right now. But yeah, like had to email the professors and hopefully they like try and get it sorted. I mean, I did get it sorted, but like you're kind of at the mercy of them, considering it's not like a university approved tournament for like the Sweden one. So yeah, sometimes it's difficult, but it's manageable.
Nice, nice. I mean, I've been there working in collegiate as well. Sometimes things are just plopped on like the worst days possible, the worst timings
Yeah,
possible, and you're just like, okay, well, the professor doesn't care for my DPS player. What are we going to do here? Who are we going to swap in or swap out? And can we reschedule? It's always going to be a headache. But yeah, like, how do you feel coming off of that big accomplishment? I mean, like that many titles back to back. Is it kind of just the expectation for you now to like win collegiate, or do you kind of still take it like, yeah, this is a competitive field and we can lose at any time?
I'd say we're still like always expected to win, or at least put up a good performance. Top two between us and Winthrop. I think like I don't know. I think it's always fun. Like we really want to win collegiate. We want to keep the streak. Once you get a streak going, you don't want to break the streak. So I think like us always winning is really nice and it's like rewarding. Considering we didn't have a good stage three, like at least we have that to fall back on in terms of like mental reset, I guess. But yeah,
Well, going into like the primary season during the course of the year, do you think there's any potential teams or schools that could upset you guys?
honestly, like I don't think anyone outside of Winthrop has a chance. Maybe Northwood, but I don't really see a world. Like I think what we in our grand finals we played against like Fisher and St. Clair, but like we dropped 2 matches to St. Clair. That series was chopped. Like we just
I was
played
gonna
like
say, yeah, it was pretty
triple
close.
block, and then we played a first to four, and then we had to play another first to four. And I've got
What?
Dennis playing with no headset for the first map. And then I think
Wow.
the fourth map was by the time he actually plugged in a headset and was coming. Like it was just like nobody. I don't know. Like the mentals were not there by the end of that day, so we're kind of slipping a
Insane.
bit. But
Yeah, that sounds like what, like 10 hours straight of playing or something absurd? That is nuts.
yeah, I mean, I think our third block ended a little early because we had to play the Collegiate game. But yeah, 2 back-to-back first to four series, like that's kind of rough on the scheduling.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think anyone should ever give you guys any crap for yeah, any sort of performance ever. That's the crazy schedule you have. Could you imagine playing? I just no, that blows my mind. Yeah. In a lot of ways, yeah, like people we talk about Owl and the times back then when people were like triple blocking and water reading twice a day and stuff like that. You guys have it just as hard, if not harder, to lots of levels because of all the school and stuff. So at least coming from me, the highest respect, cuFFa. Like you, I think you guys are doing excellent over there at Redbirds and also at GK. I think NA's going to be cheering hard for you guys to kind of push through. I guess very last things then. Totally far ahead, much further ahead, much bigger sneak peek. But looking at the whole run of the bracket, if you win at Stockholm, you play Weibo. If you lose, you play the team that loses the second round of uppers out of either Twisted Minds, T1, or Team CC. So lots of variables there. How do you feel about kind of your predicted runway for potential teams you're going to be playing?
I think, honestly, like realistically, it's probably the easiest way out of all the brackets to reach like top 6 to get to like that deep part of the bracket. If we beat Alcad, like I think Weibo is like a significantly weaker team than like Falcons and like Crazy Raccoon, like all the other teams that are in that part of the bracket, like the second round. But yeah, I mean, I think the bracket, like the loser bracket's rough. Like you have to verse T1 or Twisted, or I mean, Team CC, I'd definitely say are way lower than T1 and Twisted, but like those teams are scary. And so yeah, I think like right now, like our main focus is getting through Alcad and hopefully getting through Weibo, and then we don't have to worry about like that hell of the loser bracket.
All right, yeah, like one step forward at a time.
Yeah.
Going into the Alicad game, I have been informed that it is first to two. I'm pretty sure,
Hmm.
that's super interesting. How do you think that's going to impact the series, if at all?
I think it'll be really interesting. Like the main difference between first to two and first to three for games like these, I think, is like the ban draft. I think it'll be like I don't know. You only have 2 maps to ban realistically if you get 2-0'd or like if you 2-0. So you need to be like there's no like saving bans for like certain map types or anything. Like you just need to throw your good ones out and get a lead in the series and win as fast as possible. Because first to two, like it's not really like a good format for like a major. Like realistically, you can fly halfway across the world and lose 4 maps and you're out of a tournament. Like that's absurd to me, but that's just how it is, I guess.
Yeah, I think this curveball is going to really be more in favor of teams that are like preferring kind of like a sprint. Like, okay, we're gonna overwhelm and get through this as quick as we can, as opposed to the marathon style of play we've seen previously in tournaments. So it'd be interesting for sure. I would guess then, yeah. So, is there a particular team that you want to play at this tournament that you are like itching to face off against?
Honestly, I don't really have like a specific team that I want to verse or want to beat right now. Like I think maybe that'll change as the boot camp progresses and like who we feel is like weak or who we want to beat. Like I don't really have like that right now. I mean, I wouldn't say the NA teams because we versed them all year. Like it's not really any fucking different to what we've been doing the whole year. So I mean, maybe just like the European teams because there's always like that NAEU thing. But I mean, our team's like full European basically. So I don't know.
That must be difficult for you. You're like, I mean, on one hand,
yeah, I mean,
the
I'm
pride of the other.
not really too fussed about who we verse. Just want to put on a good performance.
Okay, cool. At the end of the day, it's about winning for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, very final question. I'll let you go. How would you then rate your confidence going into the event? If it's all about winning, given scrims and everything you know about meta, how far do you think you and GK can go?
I mean, I think like most teams probably think we're kind of weak right now, and like maybe that's like what we need again, like the underdog thing. Like I don't want to like go back to 2 stages ago or whatnot and talk about like underdog runs, but I think like when there's like no pressure to like perform to any level, at least compared to other teams that have like super high pressure, it's like chill. Like you just rock into the match, you play the game, you fucking type a bit if they're losing. Like it's just chill. So yeah, I think like we want to go as far as we can, but like we're not gonna have this insane expectation that ends up making us play worse than we should. Yeah, I think like if we just go with like nothing to lose, we might do better than we expect. So
I love it. I love it. Okay, well, then nothing to lose it is. cuFFa, I've loved talking to you today. And for everyone watching the interview over at OWTV, make sure you give a follow for cuFFa. You can see all his socials up on the screen. And then while you're there, maybe drop one for me as well. It's been good to be back. And please make sure you check in on all the GK games over at Stockholm. And yeah, we'll talk to you next time. It's been a good talk. It's been a great time. All right,
thank
catch
you
you,
very
cuFFa.
much.
See ya.
See ya.